What small act of kindness were you once shown that you will never forget? I was in maybe 4th grade and my parents just had my younger sister, so newborn focused. I went to my school lunch, opened my paper bag, are those still a thing? And unwrapped the foil holding my sandwich. There was nothing inside. It was actually just 2 slices of dry white sliced bread, and I was sad. Literally my table mates all chipped in various components and made me the most amazing ham and cheese sandwich I've ever had. I've been chasing that dragon of ham sandwich since, but I'm sure it was the response and not the ingredients that I loved. Was training to be a legal executive aged 17 and was working for Posh Partnership. One of the partners called me in and said that my clothes were not suitable for the office. I told him I would struggle to pay for the correct attire as most of my pay went to my mom, but I would do my best. He wrote a note to his tailor to measure me up head to toe with 2 suits, 2 shirts, 2 ties, 5 pairs of socks and 2 pair of shoes. I was too proud to accept his help and bought a suit etc. on credit. I've never forgotten the kindness to this day. Alternator died while I was driving home from university. Engine died as I exited the freeway in the middle of the night in a not so pleasant part of town in the days before cell phones. As I'm pushing my car out of the intersection, a guy in a truck comes up and offers to push my car to my neighborhood a good 3 miles away. He does so, and I'm pulling into my neighborhood. He simply gives a wave and drives off into the night. I never even had a chance to thank him. When I got LASIK eye surgery, I had taken the Valium to help keep my relaxed, and the machine is designed to shut off immediately if it detects movement, but I was still understandably nervous and the procedure is uncomfortable. I was starting to fidget and my breathing was increasing, and I felt the nurse tech's hand pat mine gently. That slight reassurance that she was watching me and that I was gonna be okay calmed me enough to get through the procedure. I would likely have gone down the incel route because of the bullying I suffered from girls as a kid. But one girl was always kind, and the popular girls when I changed schools were always kind in stark comparison to the ones who were assholes and were rebuked. Many years later, and the kind girls ended up mostly in great places and the assholes are nobodies working minimum wage. Taught me a lot about the world. I was walking through the Byward Market in Ottawa one Sunday morning and a street person comes up and grabs my arm. He says I detected a little cancer there and just took it away from you. Then he asked for $5 and when I said no, he grabbed my arm again and said he put it back. But it's been 25 years and I've never had cancer, so I'm pretty sure he never put it back. What a great guy! I was temporarily displaced in the Black Saturday bushfires and separated from my family. I was wandering around confused and lost at the bushfire relief center alone and overwhelmed by everything that was going on around me when a stranger came up to me and asked if I was doing okay. He spent quite some time listening to my story and everything I'd gone through, reassuring me. A good friend of mine once told me about the nice things some other people were saying about me. She followed it up by mentioning that we miss out on all the good that is said about us when we are not around. That really hit home and I have tried to pay it forward. It is somewhat awkward to do. But I really think it is a great thing to hear. I was homeless about 10 years ago. And I got my things stolen. I had one night in Portland where I was very cold. I was shivering on a concrete bench. Another homeless guy comes up to me. We talked for a while. And then he gives me a nylon shirt. Not much. But he knew I was hurting by the cold. And he did that. I still have it. It saved my ass. Years ago my car got tagged real badly overnight while parked on the driveway of our duplex. We had to go somewhere the next morning, so took the wife's car. Came back hours later and my car was shining like new on the driveway. The neighbor, whose name I didn't even know at that point, had washed it for me while we were away. I remember in high school my life was really bad because of abuse at home with my parents and kids bullying me, too. This girl in my English class would always smile and make jokes and talk to me, even though nobody else would. It brightened my day and I still think about her years later and wonder how she's doing. I was at an arcade one time when I was a kid. It was after I had spent all my money that my mom had given me. There was this kid, probably younger than me, who saw that I didn't have any money for the games and was nice enough to give me some. I complained to my mom that I didn't get any cool action figure toys growing up. She was against violence, so even Ninja Turtles were out of the question. I got a sick G.I. Joe tank and action figure for my 23rd birthday. She was the best mom. When I was 20, I ran out of gas, and had my young sisters in my car. Some random lady helped me out and paid for gas for me to get home. I hope she is living her best life and wish nothing but good things for her. An old white man told me some kind words as I was leaving the hospital after my child was born. I can't remember what he said, but I remember how it made me feel. It reminds me to be good to everyone equally. This random couple in Vancouver saw my aunt and I, looking at a map confused, came up to us and asked if we're lost and need help. This is my go-to story when people are talking about Canadians being nice. I was trying to use crutches to walk across campus after breaking my foot in the heavy rain. To protect me from the rain, someone ran over with their umbrella and accompanied me across campus. My realtor took less commission so that I could get my dream home. It was a rare find in a great neighborhood. When the cashier looks at you and smiles asking how are you doing today,